What's going on, people? It's KOTB, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can remix any song using FL Studio. I think people are going to get a lot of value from this video, so if you could consider subscribing and leaving a comment with your thoughts, I'd really appreciate that. Also, if you want to buy your own version of FL Studio, I've got an affiliate link in the description. That helps me get a bit of commission and start to produce better content for you guys, so I'd really appreciate that support. Okay, so this is the song that we're going to be using. It's Fredo's new song called Running, and I'll just play a bit of a clip of it so you can hear what we're working with.
We're gunning for them. No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz. BA finally got him a chick.
So how I get these songs is literally just use a YouTube to MP3 converter, and what I did was I just clicked in the tempo by clicking tap and listened to the song and just tapped along with it just to get roughly the right tempo. Now, I'm using FL Studio 21, and I believe this was the first version of FL that you could do stem separation. So if we just go to this tab where the audio file is, click Extract Stems from Sample. And here you can see we can extract the drums, the bass, the instruments, and the vocals. Now all I want for this is the vocals, so just click Extract. There are loads of plugins on the market for this kind of thing, stem separation, but to be honest, man, I only mess with FL Studio. It usually gives me a pretty good result, so if it doesn't give you a great result, there's some EQing and stuff you can do, which I'll show you anyway. So what it does is it automatically mutes the original song and just gives you a separate track with these vocals in. What first I'm going to do is just click this mode to stretch so that when we change the tempo it's still going to stay in time. I'm then going to click on this button that says track, and it's just going to put it straight into the channel mixer. So let's have a listen and see how good it's got it.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know.
So as you can see, it sounds pretty good.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss.
I'm just going to turn it down, and then we're going to do some basic EQing just to try and tidy the sample up a little bit.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss.
So I usually do a bit of a cut on the low end. It's like 35 hertz, 36 hertz.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz. BA finally got him.
And I just roll off a little bit of the high end as well. Well, the tempo of this at the moment is 127, 126-ish. That's not a tempo that I usually make beats at, so I'm going to click the metronome on and just make sure that this is in time first.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss.
So I think it's slightly off. To be honest, this is the most difficult bit. It's a bit fiddly, a bit tricky. But what you can do is, if you click on that same symbol again, fit to tempo, and then there's a button here that says type in BPM, and we're just going to go 126, and that's going to automatically try to fix that issue.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz.
From that point, really, you just make a beat as you normally would. So I've just moved the tempo up to 134, and now because I've got it on that stretch mode, it's going to keep it in time. So that's really important to remember that. So I make a lot of hood trap beats. I produce for Mazza L20, Ed Matthews. I made the Global Shutdown song with them in November. So yeah, that's the kind of style that I generally make. I think it's really important that producers really learn how to create melodies and create their own samples, because I put out a video recently of situations that can happen when you're using royalty-free stuff, man, and I just don't like it. So we're going to create something from scratch. If you right-click on this musical icon here, you get a selection of options which root note you want to go in. So I'm going to start with C and then put the mode to minor scale. All of these lighter sections are the notes within that scale. So actually what I'm going to do to start with, got this BBC Symphony Orchestra, which is actually a free plugin, which is crazy because it's really good. So these like half step note sequences are really powerful. They bring a lot of tension, and it just works really, really well for the sort of genre that I make. Make a cut there and bring that one up. I like that. So if I could go Control A and then Control B, and that'll just copy that pattern over. Really like that. We're going to put a bass note in. Then I'm going to pull up Keyscape. I really like this cinematic piano. And just put the bass note in. It just sounds really dark. Pitch it down an octave. Maybe put the higher octave in as well. Then what I like to do is copy and paste the strings into a session of Omnisphere and see what sort of sounds we can get out of Omnisphere. It's hard. Just pitch it up an octave. Now I'm thinking like a violin. I really like this Chris Hines solo violin. This one's crazy. Right, then what I'm going to do is right click here and split by channel, and then on the left hand side we get all of those elements. So if you just hold Control Shift and drag, you're going to get all these parts. I'm going to have one section with the violin and one without the violin. One without that Omnisphere pad as well. Right, now we're going to sample this. So what I like to do is drag out just a bit of a loop. There's loads of different ways to do this, but this is how I do it. And bring up onto the master channel, arm the disc recording, and then we're just going to play that sample and it's going to record it. So there you go, and then you can see it's created that as one full sample for us. So all I'm going to do is click C and cut those parts where they need to be. So the first thing I like to do is click the mode to stretch again and change the pitch of the sample. So let's pitch it down a couple, see what it sounds like. That sounds crazy. Let's go up. Let's reverse it. Oh, I actually like it reverse, you know. I always take out the low end of a sample.
Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna. No, this ain't a diss. But you rappers are taking a piss.
What I like to do is just lower the one before the double hit, so just gives it a bit more of a swing.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz, and I ain't.
And get a snap in there.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz. He ain't finally got him a chick. Now he's all on that gossipy shit, like he ain't been living his whole life. No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. You rappers are taking a piss. No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna got him a chick. Now he's all on that gossipy shit, like he ain't been living his whole life begging for food, like he's all of the twist. Like, no, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz. He ain't finally got him a chick. Now he's all on that gossipy shit. No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming,
use the classic Detroit bass, sound I use all the time. You will have heard this sound if you've heard the Global Shutdown song by Mazarel 20 and Ed Matthews. Make sure you go stream that.
No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz. Now I'm aiming, yeah, you know how I handle my biz. No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss.
That backward can be boosted slightly.
Yeah, you know how I handle my biz. BA finally got him a check. Now he's all on that gossipy shit.
What I would normally do is make a pattern of like 8, 16 bars and put loads of different types of drums in there, but for the purposes I just don't want it to be too long. Let's just have a listen to it.
We're gunning for them. No, this ain't a diss, but you rappers are taking a piss. Now I'm aiming, I ain't gonna miss. Yeah, you know how I handle my biz. BA finally got him a chick. Now he's all on that gossipy shit. Like he ain't been living his whole life begging for food, like he's Oliver Twist in that yellow lamp. That's a Polony whip. Fredo, the boss of the strip. Yeah, he said my name out in public, so I told my savage it's gotta be quick. If I keep up the pressure, they'll probably snitch. I got the drop in your crib. Niggas be acting like gangsters, but no, that's not what it is. No. If Marlo Pink keep getting rubbed every other week, it'll probably be lit. I guess we won't know cause that Donnie's a bit. Getting Big Freddy, I'm back on my shit. Not too long till I'm back on my strip. Little bro got a Mac in the whip. Think they hate cause there's racks on my wrist and I open up chicks like the packs of a crisp.
Like I say, guys, subscribe, and if you want a copy of FL Studio, the link is in the description. Thank you so much. Peace.